Back here in part 2. Okay, I guess there's some event going on. We don't care about that. Event? What event? We gotta judge God, I guess. Sure, let's see how that goes. Well, we were trapped, so
This
that's
place
why there's
looks
a
deserted.
web.
Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Furina really be here?
She's just right there.
Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Is using same technique? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna take so much fall damage. Let's take this using same technique we did.
That's Furina, right over there. She
Yeah.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless.
Oh.
What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead.
I guess she's trying to fight fate.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Give up, Furina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over? Who's that?
Don't worry, Furina, it's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land.
Oh my goodness.
Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
When she really saw us, she really like drew all of us like, oh, was I crying? No tears. Back way.
Furina, you were
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were, disturbing my enjoyment of the arts? They even dare to tout their archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found.
Ew.
Oh, and I'm sure Neuvillette and those people from the Marish Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them too.
Oh.
Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Oh, we gotta defend her.
Furina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they? That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
I don't know if it's
Furina just ran off.
Oh,
Quick, we have
what
to
did
catch
you
up with her.
expect? Oh, okay, I guess we're running. Sure. Let's go catch our wayward archon. Well, we're actually just right behind her, so. Unfortunately, these guys do not have that ability.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Furina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What? What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
Okay. For an archon, you're pretty very human now.
Paimon's exhausted.
Archon's observer.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed. You were right.
Yep, that's a good girl.
Why we call her a good girl? Oh, the travelers.
What's happening? The ground's shaking. Is it an earthquake?
None of us are just struck, I
Yeah.
suspect.
A quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Neuvillette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already...
Yeah. Are you gonna
It's true.
reveal what you know?
I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Teyvat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me.
Right. About the ocean or
I've tried
something.
all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
Furina, you keep saying that you have your way, right?
Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free.
I kind of understand, but no more
Indeed.
hopeful.
I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end.
Okay?
Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden. But honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all.
Maybe the Empire was just like, oh my
Don't
goodness.
take any of
this
what I
woman.
just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
We're running out of time.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But you still confide in someone.
A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Teyvat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Teyvat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case...
Please, please. Get it out. Joy had a good time. Yes, he did. Oh no. Okay, she's just gonna go back to the fence that kind of looks like this. Wait a minute. Why are they back in the travel? Was this a oh my goodness. No. Did the traveler just troll Furina like this when she's about to be vulnerable?
This concludes my opening performance.
No, I feel so bad for Furina. She's just about to confide and now she's like, oh, your trial now. You gotta spill your secrets to
Now,
everyone.
without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
Oh my gosh.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does
What
it not
just
strike you
happened?
as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
That's why we wanted her to be in that orange. Oh my goodness.
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god? I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an archon surrender to a human?
Ooh.
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Yeah, she did
Lady
not put a
Furina,
fight against the
What is the
knave.
meaning of this?
Shh. It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary.
Uh-huh.
I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself.
Oh.
But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Furina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice.
Okay.
This time, I will protect you.
Otaku.
Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes.
Why decided to do this in public? Why couldn't she just confide in us? Why do we do this? I think she's about to spill all of the secrets, but like we just had to make this a public trial. My goodness.
Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Fosalor, will now begin!
And I don't think it's gonna be way harder for her to be vulnerable because she's in front of a stage with a hashtag people watching now. Oh man, she's gonna confide in you. She's gonna lower her boundaries once. I think you really brought her to this.
Oh, now we're making history!
Why does it feel like Furina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
Oh, she's apparently not as
All right
superficial.
then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Thank you.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat.
Yeah, I think she
my
feels hurt.
accuser and fated opponent.
So close to getting a truth, and it still turned out like this at the end. Wait a minute. You just pull out all the trial. You thought she was gonna say the truth. Sure.
Also, So, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins, just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the opera house as
Oh my
regular
goodness, you
audience
planned
members,
this.
waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you.
Oh, look at the face here.
The people's resentment against their archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself.
Aquacross move, Aquacross indeed.
So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean, the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
I can't believe we did this trap on Furina.
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontainian history.
And we pretended to trust to help Furina together in the box. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry,
That's
Furina.
right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas. Its cargo, of course.
They didn't kidnap her in the back alley. They kidnapped her in the back alley. So true, they just transported the entire house here. I felt so bad for her. I know, right? Like, she's just gonna... You just look like... She's just gonna expel her bodies and then immediately, boom! You're on trial. Maybe I can finally... Maybe I'll confide to you, traveler. And then suddenly, earthquake. Suddenly, on trial. Bro, the whiplash. Rita's like... Okay, maybe I can confide to the travelers. Just saved me. It's just like, oh, the whole situation that we fabricated, the whole situation which I'll save you from was a situation I fabricated, by the way, in which we planned out to get you to lower your guard against me. By the way, we just completely betrayed you and any trust you had. I know you hate opening up, and I know you hate being vulnerable, so we'll make you hate even more. Nope, you cannot confide in anyone because we were sure to use your power against
Was
you.
an archon instead of a human. My thanks, Furina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
We just like... Just go in this. We will surely hide in this box. This is the best hiding place. We just abused the trust of us against.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off.
Then he's flexing. So true. It's like we had this cool magical performance we did. Oh, you know, I know we're supposed to trap the archon, but look at the cool part I played in there. Look at, this is a very serious situation, but you know, look at that cool magic trick I played in it. And, hello tomorrow. Of course, my father is so cool. My father, Archleader, is so cool. Look at the amount of money he gave me to do this.
We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
Please appreciate my effort. Table for 3 poggers.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
Oh yeah. Rita was like gonna think a whole entire attack against the people is gonna occur, and then more people resolve. It's gonna be your fault. But it's just like, no, actually, it was just part of the trick we played on you.
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Disney, sorry.
Then, I can guess Neuvillette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson.
I'm sorry.
You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
And we're a prosecutor too.
Oh? Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance.
Okay, but like, could we have chosen to delay? Maybe like, I think she's about to share a secret of us until the earthquake happened. Like, could we made a signal to like transport the magic box as this happened instead of just like a time duration?
It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done.
Unless I completely misread that scene.
The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Ooh. Yeah, we can just discharge the hierarchy, I guess. Still. Yeah, I'm super bothered by that. Seriously.
Madam Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
That's why I felt super bad for Rita, cause like she's just about you, and we're like, no.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte!
Not enough time, baby.
Oh, let Paimon see.
Hey, Charlotte.
Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine! So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument!
I see.
Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duel you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right. I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. I guess you could also see this as a happy coincidence.
Alright, I almost forgot about that.
This is the first time Monsieur Neuvillette had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice. A Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something.
I'm not even sure how Charlotte is supposed to know about this meeting with the knave. But you know, we'll call it plot convenience.
The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a source of professional regret, I think. According to Monsieur Neuvillette, both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea at that time. I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia. To be honest, that still gives me shivers. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something...
I guess we told Charlotte literally everything.
The
okay.
prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Neuvillette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese.
I know, right? Like, we literally leaked everything. Like, we leaked about the freaking and the, you know, from that important, okay, let me remember, from that important from this important person, you know, from like some important group. We leaked about the whale. We leaked about the name, which nobody even know. I didn't even know. I didn't think anyone even know we talked about. And also this part that we know that Furina isn't actually Archon. But also leaking this whale thing in the dream, which like I don't even know if anyone knew that we had child's hydro vision. And we're also leaking this. And we're leaking the crazy dream sequence Navi had. Like this three is like public info, but the rest, but this is like, and this. I'm surprised this is in the interview.
Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this.
I love the camera angles.
Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true, but my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Ooh, Traveler
Instead,
speaking.
I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, what was that? Lady Furina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
He speaks, indeed.
Charge accepted.
Oh my goodness, we're actually gonna freeze it. Okay.
Lady Furina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Furina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Furina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Furina de Fontaine. So I suppose the question is, if she's not actually the Archon, then where the hell is the actual Archon is? Like, what happened to the actual Archon? There's no way something like this could happen about the actual Focalor or something happen.
Yeah. Even though Lady Furina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Furina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
He speaks.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory.
And I imagine she, you know, has the actual ability to live past a human lifespan.
See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld?
Identity theft, huh?
If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the god of justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Furina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Damn.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
Good question. You could be like the writer to a good puppet. What do we know to be special about Furina? She's under a curse.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Right, because economy is a kind of curse to like live forever or something.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
You sensed it too, huh, Neuvillette?
Could you just be cursed human?
Is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine.
What's your manifestations?
Only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
But were you the ones who created them, or were they folklore? Yeah.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Furina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
You get her ass.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
Okay, never mind. I'm sorry, Furina. Oh, my Vtuber. Okay. Damn, she's kind of hurt because like neuvillette.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Furina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
My power as an archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an archon?
I don't know, man. Just look at Raiden. Just carelessly tear through a whole dimension.
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
Surely archon can at least magic capacities of a unit. Yeah. Might just stroll through dimension 2 casually. And Venti just like... Actually, what the Venti did? I don't remember.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium!
That's a good save. Considering what we also know about Venti.
Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
But that's not how archons work, because even Nahida with the Genosis... Wait. Oh, you're divine. Wait a minute, could it actually theoretically work that way if Furina was an archon? Would you actually theoretically be able to put all your divine power into something?
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
Ooh.
It seems like nobody's buying Furina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar.
Ooh, off the interior. The silly. Indeed.
I'm still the same Furina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me?
Oh.
Please? You've got to believe me.
Oh, he's desperate.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is?
Good question.
If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Sorry, artist.
She came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
Prove that she's just human, and if she's only human, what evidence can prove that Furina is a human? Irrelevant. Irrelevant. I guess it's if she was actually, you can turn into water.
It has been established that all Fontainians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that means...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
But, to be fair, her curse could also just actually prevent her from dissolving
Miss
in water.
Navi, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Furina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case.
Nice.
If you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Furina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontainian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
But she does have a curse on her that's extended her lifetime. Oh shit,
Lady
she's gonna try.
Furina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on? Is she really planning to... That's not what we thought she would...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Furina, you may...
Hey!
Yeah,
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved!
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, but is there like a certain amount of time your hand needs to be put in the water for you to actually dissolve? Or is she immune to it because of the power of the curse? Or is she actually a puppet?
Will you believe me now? I really am your archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Miss Siegewin? If you're present, Miss Siegewin, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siegewin? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds.
Ooh.
Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewin.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Furina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Wait, I thought that was because she was nervous. But I don't think neuvillette would go as far as to like lie to the court or make Sea Green lie to the court. Which means she actually just was like, I'm gonna expose myself to primordial seawater. And screw it.
Thank you, Miss Siegewin. Lady Furina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
And get sick.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Furina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Furina could have...
I can't believe... You...
Which means Furina was just that desperate.
Listen to me! Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
Poor Furina.
Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your archon.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Furina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
As the artist, right?
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
Oh, Furina.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is...
Yeah, she got nobody to rely on.
guilty. We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
I'm curious what the artists will decide. Because they were very well police are innocent for unknown reasons.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Furina is...
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
Ooh, okay, I'm not that surprised.
No, the Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Oh.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus: the Hydro Archon, guilty to be punished via the death sentence.
Huh?
The death sentence?
And the Hydro
That's
Archon?
actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences.
Oh god, the artist is a death penalty in charge. Oh no, we can't let the artist play PCD. No, who let the artist cook? No.
Is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah, even Vache wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Yeah, Furina must actually have some connection to the actual Hydro Archon.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Fremine! Oh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
I forgot furina existed.
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
It's okay.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. I would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
I kind of forgot how they looked like.
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
This looks like... Wait, is that what it looks
I believe
like?
I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Furina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates.
So everyone's actually ocean.
However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
An association between the contents of the slates and events in real life.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
All the people oceans. Why? You find scenarios related to the stone slates contents. Alden. Okay.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans. Does that mean that Fontainians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well.
But
the second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontainians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else?
wait a minute.
Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontainians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
And you know, Frida does exactly look like how Folklore is supposed to look like. Seems to show that the Hydro Archon might not be alright. Okay.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontainians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. This might be the reason that Fontainians can dissolve.
Prophecy state too, but I haven't still brought judgment down upon them.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that neuvillette mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia as recorded on the stone slates.
Okay. Damn nice images they're making here. This is a third site. Surrounded by many people. I guess that's the closest to Navia falling to seawater.
Not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
Why did the people of the seawater even judge? Wait a minute, what's the... Fontaines will eventually dissolve into the...
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontainians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an oceanid. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay.
I hope we find out why the people turn into oceanids. You know, why the oceans will turn to people.
The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truth should come to light.
Sorry guys, you would this is just like how to give all the Fontainians in the year existential crisis. Sorry guys, you aren't actually humans, you are all oceanids. Even your ancestors were all oceanids, and you thought you were humans, but you were actually oceanids.
Now? So that's how you can make sense of it.
I mean, it looks like you all have human biology, but you're actually oceanids.
Then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Lyney, did you hear that?
We're not real humans.
All Fontainians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with oceanids as their basis.
She didn't just create a whole entire people.
The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontainians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial, all of them in the shape of oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Did Paimon get all that right?
will be washed away. This is like some Noah's Ark stuff.
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth.
Wait, then what do you know about that?
However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
Okay, dokie. Let's go, neuvillette. Show us your epic dragon powers.
Well? Did you get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct.
Repeated Hydro Dragon powers, I know, right? Whatever it wants to do, it would be able to do for you, as long as it works in the plot.
Previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
She didn't even rule over people, she just ruled over oceanids.
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life.
Fortunately, water, what's it called? What the Modius calls? Oh, water is... I don't remember.
Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids.
Oh guys, all humans, you were actually oceanids all this entire time.
Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
Wait, then what happened to the original Archon?
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing.
I cannot believe all Fontaine MMC players. Oh my goodness. You're just doomed to be MMC players from the start. Doomed to be Oceanids. Doomed to play Oceanid cards. Such a pity. Imagine not being able to play a deck without Oceanids.
Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontainian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
And raises a hell of a lot more, like... What happened to the OG Hydro Archon? Huh?
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the 3rd and 4th stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of the visual on the 3rd slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea.
Ooh.
The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, The meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the Court of Justice. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
Well, we kind of, seems like we could cause the prophecy to happen.
What should we do?
I don't know, bro.
No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
If that's
Uh-oh.
the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
We kind of accidentally caused the prophecy to happen. You know, maybe we allowed Furina to be vulnerable instead of, you know, kidnapping her and forcing her to be in this trial.
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meropide served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes?
Great oopsie.
However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
The state. What is this truth?
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
Celestia. Is the entrance of the primordial sea. The whale?
That doesn't sound...
I honestly have no idea.
That doesn't...
I don't understand. The whale?
It was both dream and reality.
Oh right, because the whale's in the water.
True culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
So what, is the primordial sea sentient? The abyss. Okay, the well just conveniently comes in against us. Oh, neuvillette can also teleport. Very cool. The whale. That's a huge board. Oh, Tartaglia! It's actually fighting against the whale. Yummy humorous. Yummy oceanids alter the water. I'm so confused though. Hey child. He looks very damaged. Oh, he came back. You better keep him. It's your boy! Eat him. He looks Yeah, he looks worn out.
Too close. How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
Yep.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Teyvat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while.
The Primordial Sea also not from Teyvat.
It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels.
Wait, I still don't understand. But if the but the prophecy is the punishment. But why is fate using an outside whale who's not off Teyvat?
Once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist.
I'll say if you want. Wait, is that spoilers?
Therefore, when it left the primordial
spoilers,
sea,
please.
it decided to make
Not
its
yet.
next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
Has it really been
That is
pushed
correct.
back?
Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
But why is it called a prophecy? Oh no, that wasn't a question I was asking. They just said that in the storyline right now. But they're like soup dumplings. But why is the prophecy based on a monster that's not on
It
Teyvat?
is too late.
What do you mean?
It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Teyvat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed, that's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end, no matter what.
Everyone just went, no.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Everyone just went, no. No prophecy, baby.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
Wait. This is all about fate.
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Teyvat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
Well, I think we still have no idea what the actual Hydro Archon is, so like... Yeah.
what's happening with the oratories.
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Furina!
No, I still need answers.
Just play your part and hashtag do what you want to do. Basically, the AI cars come sentient in front. This is what happens when Core is run by AI. Sorry. Hey, Fogalors. Disney though.
You.
Frida.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
This is a different BA.
You are not Furina. Who are you?
Ah, the sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness no.
The same VA,
But I
apparently.
had to fool everyone else too.
Makes sense.
If I was to stand any chance of deceiving
Celestia.
the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles.
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it?
You seem so...
She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril.
There's you defy the heavenly principles and turn all the humans, oceanids into humans, despite well knowing that's gonna screw her over.
So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time.
Makes sense.
I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon,
I think I like Furina a lot more better than you.
The sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to
You're
clean
very audio about all this.
But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known.
And interesting that Fogalor does like operas.
After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being.
Yep, so she just eated a human
The me
body.
you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Furina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Furina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles.
Oh, so I didn't curse her.
Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Furina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy, under the curse I placed on her. So long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Furina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
And she's not a god, she's only human having play a part of it. You don't have the mindset or the power ability that divinity should have. His strongest emotions form an emotional connection. Hey, Furina. Let me try talking to Furina.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Hey, Furina.
Let's play!
I know I kind of bothered you before, but can we talk? By the way.
Oh? Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules.
Oh, this is the archon. I forgot about that. I didn't even think I was controlling
All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance. Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it? I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontainians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
Sheesh. Okay, I think we need to turn the stage lights off. Yep.
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Because we need to beat up the guards.
Commit to memory.
Actually, we have.
Brace yourselves.
Don't worry, Furina. I have 3 archons right here to fight your inner self. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Yeah.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Yeah, this might hurt a little.
Audience, huh? The guard back names. Wait, I didn't even look at the guard back names. Wait, what's the guard back names?
Right now.
Jackals. Oh. That's what I meant. Signs about and chains. I see. That's good.
Furina. Furina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're mirror me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Oh, very good. You know it well.
Very good, she says, like teaching a child.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
ENBA slang.
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping it.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. It is the reason why you met me today. I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
So there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was why do I have to be the one to suffer? But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
You truly are the perfect human, my ideal. I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role, that of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
Are we just doomed?
But
Just less as you
how
know.
will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a
doomed
god
it, oh my
as
god.
humans
I know, right?
imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this.
Because either way, you got no choice,
So,
right?
how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial, huh? How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it.
And she did not look forward to. As you knew, Hyrule Archon. In fact, does not know anything about being an Archon.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first try to act natural.
Summon powers.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Furina de Fontaine, your new Archon. In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice. Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon.
Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a Maison-backed puppet.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Oh, this is bad. If I get exposed here, there'll be no saving the people from the prophecy.
Wait, is that why she became so...
Right. Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be.
She's not actually that egotistical, but people imagine it. She's actually more modest, but she had to be more egotistical.
Calm down, Furina. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play.
Be honest, I think if she was continued to be modest and she still lived for like 500 years, people would, and no new archon would emerge. I think people would probably not doubt her, but you know. I'm not surprised that Furina did this. It's like, looks like it's really gonna fall apart his size.
Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering, if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house. You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest. I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Your future may yet be bright after all.
Wow.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its God. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine. There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the archon Focalor, stand within the opera epiclese, so long as I stand before the oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
Oh my gosh. It's crazy. Interesting that that's what the Fontaine people imagine. Because like Venti, Nahida and Zhongli are like Nahida's super modest. Venti doesn't even want to rule. Zhongli.
Lady Furina,
Took
here are
charge,
today's
I
case
guess.
reports as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now. Was I not just at the Opera House in person? Leave these kinds of things to neuvillette. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things. How could you hope to understand?
That's true. I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await. It will come one day.
Oh man, imagine having to act like this for every single moment of life. Like, she's actually not, she definitely knows she's not a confident, not like actually like this, but this was the way that she felt like she had to act, or else goodbye every day. You
Lady
man.
Furina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not?
Yeah, and like every sad act of the day and such.
Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence of my divine charm. All right, Deuteria, is it? How is your son's illness?
You remembered me, and you knew of my family too. He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who forced me to seek an audience with you.
Yeah, Furina's just like,
back to him.
I actually didn't do anything.
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to citizens' homes every so often, while not usual practice, should serve as a fine change of pace.
You're such a gentle and wise god. Thank you once again, on behalf of my son.
I actually haven't seen much about my life. I really want to just sit and listen. And experience.
Lady Furina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution thus far.
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods after all. Still, their spirit is praiseworthy.
Makes me think. Furina only knows that. Wait, what does Furina even know about the prophecy? Have you ever if she continues acting? Right.
The day is finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion. Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going, and everyone will be saved. Alright, Furina, don't think too hard about this. You need rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
Oh my gosh.
Lady Furina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
Lady Furina, I've waited so long for this chance to see you in this manner.
Imagine people waiting for you so long to meet you, and you know, just like you're just some random dude.
Indeed, my dear loyal citizen. This joyous moment is an honor for us both.
Lady Furina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the Institute.
You really don't know what to do.
Don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is nothing to worry about.
Because you just constantly on a guard, 100% of the time, constantly worried about the prophecy.
Don't know when these days will end.
Don't know if prophecy will come true.
Exhausted. Best to rest early today too.
Researching the prophecy, aren't you? Oh my gosh! Holy shit!
Lady Furina, it's like a
He's
dream
sick of
to be
it.
able to speak with
Holy
you up
shit!
close like this.
I'm sick of watching these
I've heard that
scenes.
the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Deoteria, almost 20 generations ago.
And she must be sick of living this too.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful believer, a descendant of a line most ardent.
And wow, they put this, they framed the camera so that the prop view is covering her face.
Surely you exaggerate, Lady Furina.
And they're framing the camera here again so it covers her face.
My lady?
What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Oh, really now? I didn't even notice.
Oh shit, because it's been 20 generations. And she still had to be like this.
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power, then.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Archon, I am honored to have witnessed it. Honored indeed.
Didn't even act like this through your tears. Holy shit. This is a small, this is a cryo pain. This is like good and bad. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, 3DX, yeah.
Interminable. So lonely. Just how much longer?
And she can never share any of this suffering to like literally anybody, which made her so lonely for a whole last 500 years, and not like being able to share any of her worries or have a true friend which you can share anything about. Oh my gosh. Because he had to prepare to defeat his archon at all times. And so when the traveler finally offered that chance, and then it's like, we're taking you to trial. Well, I know you're just gonna let your guard down and maybe share a bit of something for once to a person over 40 years, but we're gonna take you for trial and fulfill the third phase of the prophecy, and also, make your worst fear ever true.
Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. Today I didn't even notice my own tears. I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far? I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries. But there's not even a sliver of hope that we might break the prophecy. All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act. It is the only way to save Fontaine. Please, mirror me. You have to succeed.
Man. Wait, that's goes off 100k more frames after that scene. Are you kidding me?
Furina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me.
A witness. Yeah, and if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage,
Maximum betrayal for the traveler. I know, right?
If that's the case...
Oh my goodness.
She's right. I could confide in her, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Furina, you shouldn't be selfish. But what if it's really alright?
Holy shit.
Furina, you've worked so hard for so long.
I know, right? This is a maximum betrayal.
It'd be okay to put yourself first for once. Just this once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? Surely it could not hurt. If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it. Long and hard.
No, I don't want to watch this scene again. No.
No, I have nothing to say. I am Furina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better.
Ooh. Okay, I didn't expect that one to be a choice at the end of things. I guess she really wouldn't be a risk the entire of people's lives just to mend the suffering by a tiny
All
bit.
you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
Damn.
Fine.
So even Furina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
Oh my goodness, she trusted humanity just like Venti and Zongli did. What the hell?
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth, is it not?
I mean, even she betrayed herself.
How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lyney did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber.
Oops, smacked my mic.
It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, I always thought that Oratrice had the genosis.
Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice.
What?
It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
Huh?
I beg your pardon?
Kill?
Oh,
kill yourself.
You have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Furina suffered?
Wait. Well, how does this help you?
My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be accumulated to enact this death sentence.
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Okay.
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the Oratrice.
To kill even a god.
Only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
Okay.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Furina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon.
Okay.
The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
I think my brain is booing. Huh?
But...
How does this relate to the prophecy?
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
Are you crying? No.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed.
Yeah, this archon quest is really down.
I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you?
I'm curious if Jabal is an animal sovereign and if he an event he actually gave. But when he still consider Archon. There's no indication that the throne of the animal Archon is ever destroyed or like ever changed or is ever not an animal Archon anymore. Some people say that he's retired, but like he's actually still not retired at all. If not, then like, yeah.
Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself.
Sorry, I think our Venti was a Venti maid. I cannot help but.
So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That should be the justice enthroned over all others.
Alright.
At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontainians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too, at last. I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Fossalor.
You are a devious one.
Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
They stole it from you.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Oh, she's gonna die with dads. That's one way to do it. This is an opera. Furina. Uh-oh. That's a really goofy scene. Yeah. This water power goes. Life of the Lords. Oh. Buddy, you're not cursed anymore. Oh yeah, she didn't remove the Pokemon didn't remove the curse on Furina. Furina would be literally dead right now. Hydro Dragon, don't cry.
I, Udex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Wait. Furina did cry on the throne. Wait a minute. She did cry alone on the throne. You realize such a crybaby, just like me, for real.
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
Oh, because you pass on
I
the
have gained
entire
the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from that creature. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice.
Alright.
The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal.
Hydro Dragon is back, baby.
Come with me,
indeed.
traveler. The hour of execution has come.
I'm seriously a bit. I think I'm a bit confused on how the entire casino actually fulfilled the prophecy, but we did see.
We're going to execute it? But how are we going to do that? It's huge!
I've already done my best to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from the whale. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source.
Okay, Benji is basically useless against the boss.
We can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power
Wrongly,
with you.
please save my
We shall look for an
HP.
opening together. I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
Sorry, not even. The wheel! So true. Sorry, not even a big, gigantic whale can defend, can break 2 Dongli shields. Oh my goodness, I bought deal on these people.
All-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility.
My modal or
Present
ocean,
itself.
let me look at my zero. Ah yes, my complete, I should love the amount of Hydro characters, Fontainian characters I bought here today. They can do Familiar Ocean damage. Dongli shield time. Oh.
What's that looking thingy over there? It looks really scary. Time for takeoff.
Gather!
Okay, looks like
Right here.
we stay in Benji's first.
Here we go.
I would very much appreciate it.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power
yeah.
to suppress its root from
Pimonia or Oceania?
I see everything.
I do love my Pimonia Oceania.
Yahoo!
I do love Pimonia Oceania, but I could not pay good mechanics. So true.
Think you can get away?
Who needs Pimonia Oceania? Am I right? Oh shit, what happened? Just use my Benny burst and then really top of last. Also this theme. Alright, I shall listen to the music. They want us to bring 14 characters. He just yeeted. Okay, okay. Oh, hey, hey, Skirk. Hello? Bye, Tartaglia. Huh? This random woman just came out of nowhere. Like,
thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but oh well.
People that just yeeted the dragon, this random woman appeared, and then yeeted child. I know, right? Just yeeted it. Shoo him away. Okay, Skirk seems really powerful. Good to know.
It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime.
Your master's pet?
Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
Your master's pet.
That power. Who are you exactly?
Miss Abyss Lady.
From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world.
Without using power from the abyss. And I thought you were a lady related to the abyss. Okay. Even Skirk's, even Tartaglia's own master considers him weak, I guess.
So you may speak to me as equals.
What sort of person would take that as a
I
badge?
have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
You sure are taking a creature that, you know, would have almost killed the entire nation. It consumed it all. Quite... What's the word? That's quite... lightly. And your mouse is even more insane as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master. Wait, is that right?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did.
It's a him.
His name is Sertologi.
I've never heard this guy before. Sertologi.
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master is insufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
I've not heard that name either.
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well,
oh,
how
go!
about the Visionary?
Oh shit.
Vetterfamir then? Or gold, Rhine daughter?
Gold? Gold's your master. Gold is that powerful. Gold? Huh? Albedo's master is that powerful. Huh? This is some lore shit right here. It makes sense. Looks at Dragon's Fire. What happened? Wait, what happened to Dragon's Eye anyway? Like, well, then Gold did the Dragon's Eye, but... Dude, I didn't know Gold was that powerful. Huh?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhine Doctor's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either.
And Gold's so powerful call this. But I hope, oh man, Albedo's definitely gonna come out. I hope Albedo comes on future Archon Quest too, because like, Disney is such an important person this year, master. That's crazy. And she's still out there and still alive. Okay. I thought she was like, oh, dead somewhere. Oh, she just left Albedo. But no.
But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine daughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person? Paimon didn't quite catch their name.
Oh yeah, okay, the dead dragon. Again, was the dead? Yeah, Durin. I was like, I didn't think Durin was that powerful compared to this whale. No, I just didn't think Durin the same skill as this whale. But I guess considering Durin took Venti versus Last Divine, it would be very damn powerful. And his blood still runs on that mountain today, and the heart is still there beating. You know, I think I underestimated Durin.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest.
Oh, it's too doomed.
The fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What the hell?
What?
It's natural after all. Oh.
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
Oh, so the primal water won't actually do shit.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Rest in peace, everyone. Yeah, the rest in peace. Yeah, I'm kind of like...
Hey! Help! Over here!
Okay, yeah, because neuvillette forgave everyone, they didn't end up getting the law. Oh yeah, you mentioned the one, like, yeah, this is peak Noah's Ark right here. They need a whole entirety of Fontaine on it. I took everyone in Fontaine to super glasses. I know if they did, bro. I thought like a few that the Steve, I saw them. Oh, here comes the huge ship atrocity building earlier. Oh, it even flies. He made a freaking flip.
Emergency rescue.
You made a bloody blimp. I could just grab.
Hey, lend a hand!
Some people are still gonna die for you. Obviously. Yeah. Obviously we still in full effect. Boys showed up for the best seat. Yep. He really came into play. There are all those little objects underwater.
The water's receding.
Well, everything's gonna be damaged by water damage now. Good thing electronics didn't exist, like phones didn't exist. Or everything, no more phones, baby. All your money still.
We didn't dissolve.
The
prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Again, I think they're way more happy you're alive right now. Look at that tribute music. Oh man. If Furina still crying on the throne because she thought everyone got dissolved.
The prophecy was wrong.
We're alive. Look. Furina's free! Furina! Oh my goodness, Venti boy slice suddenly. Holy shit, Furina's. Oh my goodness, Furina's finally free.
The soil renewed. The Spina di Rosula talks post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the Spina di Rosula, and we spoke about Poisson's present and future. Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. You just need a little of it.
Furina story quest wed. Oh yeah, I probably do that eventually. And Neuvillette's one will probably be important too, and I haven't done Neuvillette's either.
Skyship Winglet, boon or bane of the Fontaine Research Institute.
Real pain. I don't know, I want to do non-story streams as well. But story streams are also a good usage of actual streaming, so maybe next week, because I don't. What did I write down ideas next week? Take a look at my planner. Yeah, I didn't really have much planned.
The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, with Jurier turning out to be a once overlooked hidden gem.
But I think I should do Neuvillette's first, because the story quest is.
People always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle, they would find it all the harder to find a word with which to classify him and his team. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Jurier and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
They might have been real big shots from the start.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind those people. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home. I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled eye.
Paimon's curious too! Wait a minute. Didn't we watch everything happen from start to finish? What's there to be curious about?
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me.
You're the best incubators of news if you haven't noticed. And also, with you around, I'm sure I'll get to see that Duke.
Are you sure? Hasn't he turned you down several times already?
Oh, this time will be different. Come on, let's head to Poisson first, and then make a trip to the fortress. There are some things you'll only know when you get there.
Okay. What the heck is this here among the stars? What was it? Just quest items. Here among the stars. A drop of water obtained within the colossal abyss converted to promote sea life. There is a lot of words here. Okay, one more sins, no more sadness and more tears. Because everything died. Lore. Yeah, I tried to feed one. Lore, that's indeed lore. Indeed, I guess. Oh wait, let me collect commissions first. You words. Dude, I tried to like skip it a little bit, but I'm like, I came out of skipping it even more confused. Probably because I skimmed it and didn't feel like I was comprehending what I was even reading. You know, words. I mean, something to do with the primordial water and gold and vinyl are definitely interesting. The huge revelation of like gold being Skirk's master for me is the most interesting thing. Well, because I got
Navia! Oh, it's you.
spoiled on the.
What brings you all here?
I got a bit spoiled on the like who does the not the actual archon thing.
Hey, we're just having a look around.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here. Oh, the Fatui are here too. Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snezhevich. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies, and is helping with our work.
This is the one actual country that probably doesn't hate the Futu dude. And well, for one, the Futui are actually doing good work
here. Hard
here.
at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely. We've lost a lot of people, but we're moving forward. That will have to be enough.
Like, why is Knave the only one that seemed to have done good for a tab country? Every other nation is like, please, we don't really want you here, but we have diplomatic relations, I guess.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours.
I
especially like that article you wrote last year about Fontaine's stray cats. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same interests as the Spina.
I get where you're coming from.
Interesting.
We'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Clarant?
Hey.
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Furina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really came here to help me out.
If I had a nickel for every time Child was involved in the flooding of the nation, 2 nickels, which is twice too many. Yeah, I was trying to get involved in all these things. Seriously, how? God, man. I thought he's a fighter, but actually he's an expert in flooding nations, I guess.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callis.
I suppose that's why he might have a hydro burden.
Oh, wait, just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of exciting material there, I bet.
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
Yep. Especially because
I
Furina's
see
a
you're the same
human.
as always. Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up and smile.
Okay, kind of like skip some of these segments. I'm not really interested. Unless it seems like there's some interesting character that one. Or plot about going on.
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots.
But like, I'm pretty new to about Charlotte.
All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
Bye.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows?
Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit. I'm impressed.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Meripede.
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too.
That's a very complete information chain.
He's smart.
All Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, when did the Fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridsley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to...
Stay safe now. And...
Okay, let me just... Is there anything interesting in this resolution? Hopefully I don't teleport to the wrong level because that would be troublesome, but it doesn't really seem to be doing us with double this that well. And look here, I teleported to the wrong level. Just as I predicted. Bing bada boo. Aside from the last part about asking all questions, not really. Alright, so we just need to run through the all questions.
Looks like you've been missing it.
Just wrapping out all the characters, I guess.
Of course. I'm here to welcome you.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview. I trust you recall our agreement?
Fine, Petrosky has so much worse that I'll let him say his complete voice lines.
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
This BA is just that good. I may be biased because I like playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses Golden Deer. Claude Rodriguez for the win.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. Miss Charlotte.
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier.
Oh, Miss
Sir,
Lucy.
please don't say
Mr.
things like
Lucy.
that.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you then?
So true, agreed.
No, I just... This is my first time being interviewed.
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. The boat that brought about a miracle. Still, if I might ask...
Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another exclusive scoop.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory.
Okay, what happens to
I'm
your
afraid
damn
it won't
ship?
be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Really?
I don't care about your
You
damn
already know my
interviews.
answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well then, 2 solo photos
Okay,
will
that was
do.
kind of funny.
Is my hair messed up? Please.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. Oh, seems like everyone's here.
Goodbye,
Would any of you
Sagreed.
like to try this?
Bye. Oh, sorry, Mr.
hey, Miss
Weasley. I
Charlotte.
interrupted you.
Sure. Huh? Oh, sure. Do I have to smile?
Bye, Sagreed.
Same old, as you can see.
Fontaine's undergone some changes, but this place is still more or less the same.
Other than that flying ship.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes. Am I right, Mr. Jurrier? Miss Lurvine?
You just hate the attention, Rosowski.
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun.
I'll just leave the spotlight to you two.
Yep, I imagine he just actually didn't like it.
I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
Oh, actually, what about you? Are things gonna change for you too?
What change can there be? The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will my duties.
Yep.
As to what Miss Furina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey everyone, the photo shoot's done.
Even so many things changed, and even so much revelation changed. I guess it's nice to know that the fortress and Beltrosky will still be the same.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? All right. Last stop, the docks.
Please speedrun completing your interviews. Please. I assume these should be uplift.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Okay, I'm gonna concede eating myself off this. Free ball, baby, let's go. That lift took way too damn long. Alright.
Navia mentioned that she stayed.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Okay, I will let Lily finish. Lily and his siblings finish their sentences. Because I'm biased.
Would you like a
for
magic
Lily.
pocket?
What sort of gadget is it?
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them. Or you could trick a friend into doing it for you.
Trick a friend?
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Probably, you're being thrown on the bus here.
Is this what you meant by, I'll help you make some more friends?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have
Sure.
Yeesh.
Please, write down my address.
Charlotte does love making connections to everyone and everyone.
You sure are working hard to help Fremine social.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Sure.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you.
I didn't even realize.
So, how have things been, Traveler?
Okay, hey Lily, is there anything you would like to confess to me? You know, maybe about the roses you gave to me early in the start of the first Archon quest.
Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions to Fontaine.
That's alright. We were more than.
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well...
Did you say something important, Ayo? I'm waiting for it.
After Lady Furina left, Father and Monsieur Neuvillette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift.
Oh, of course he gave the gnosis. Is there anything important, like, you know, personal that you like to say?
A diplomatic gift? A gnosis?
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, there were actually a number of things going for it.
I mean, it's not like Zhongli has historically gone for it. It was what does the hydrogenosis mean anything? They destroyed the throne of it.
It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down. Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
That's true, but this is a gnosis we're talking about. Doesn't this seem a bit irresponsible?
Dude.
I would agree, but I've also heard that it seems that Monsieur Neuvillette has had a significant change of heart regarding the matter.
So there's some reason for this that only Neuvillette knows about?
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself. Ah, yes, speaking of which, I did see him strolling around the entrance to the Fortress of Meripede a while back.
So, Lenny, do you have any personal matters to confess? I guess not.
Busy and stuff. Paimon didn't think he'd have the time for that. But back to the topic. The gnosis was given to the knave, right?
A smidge.
What about Child?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
War buddies.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Who's that? Oh, the knave. I didn't recognize his voice, though. Ghosted.
Well, well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind. I would have done them regardless.
Are you going to take the gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our duty as harbingers, yes.
Anyway, I feel like the archons and harbingers archons might know something. It's just giving the gnosis pretty easily. Like, they don't really care. And they also must be somewhat in support of what Snezhnaya is going to do to them.
Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks.
I see.
Switching my masks is something I've always done.
Well, you keep to your position.
Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever? As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone.
Okay.
And you've proved yourselves to be great partners.
Interesting.
A vision? All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
Oh yeah, you definitely gotta bring that back to Tartar right now. Or else he's just gonna... Oops, forget everything. Oops. Goodbye, ambition. Whoopsie doozy.
That's a wrap for me. Huh? You...
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are...
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians and our upcoming rookie talent.
I will.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant. I shall continue my walk while the weather remains so agreeable. Farewell.
Babe is so cool.
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating
Goodbye,
presence.
Father.
I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled...
Don't be too nervous. Why don't
Sorry,
you take a magic
Charlotte.
pocket before you go? Here, traveler, Paimon, you take one too.
To move things about?
That's right. Funny. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met, too. And what do you know? I'm doing the exact same thing right now. So many things have happened, but the pockets are still the pockets. I guess this must be life. We will all follow our own paths, and serendipity will lead you to your fated friends.
Big water.
All right, then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts later, so we'll get going now. Have a good day, you two.
Bye-bye, Lyney.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see how Neuvillette's doing?
Okay, finally.
He's not so busy that he doesn't have time to chat anyway.
Time for lore. It's time for the lore. I shoot up the lore. Please give me the lore. I want to know everything. Tell me why you gave the genosis to the fury. Neuvillette.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Why don't you pour out all your secrets from the witness? So trust me. Don't you want to? From the witness. Definitely won't use it against you like we did to Furina, but we don't talk about that. Wait a minute. He's not okay. I thought he was in that building, but he is certainly not. Alright. I see.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Deception, yeah.
Ooh, he really is there!
Okay, no, I just completely forgot why I already stated him that where he would be. Whoopsie. Whoopsie daisy. Ain't that.
So, you really
I'm gonna cover your face right now.
I didn't think you were going to have free time this hour.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Lyney. He took the time to greet me earlier when he passed this way. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Aw, Paimon's glad that you remember. Alright, let's have it then.
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it
Oh,
finally
time.
comes time to say them out loud.
Let's go, the whole time. Boogalores.
Whoa. So that's what happened?
Okay.
The Lord destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontainians from dissolving.
Yep.
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element.
Oh.
Fontainians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet.
So the ancient dragons first created life on Tibet.
In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontainians became true humans.
Okay.
And thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
I wonder if the previous ocean mimics had different medical things. Like Fontainians would go to the doctor in Lear and then to discover. Wait a minute, why does my body react differently to this Lear medicine compared to other people, other nations? Like, that'd be interesting going to discover. Like, maybe Fontaine's medical system is a bit different because they knew of everyone being hydromimics, even though they didn't know that everyone was hydromimics. So they just thought Fontainian people were just built different and DNA for some reason. They're like, but that's all resolved. So good luck to Fontainian's medical industry. She's now dealing with everyone being real people, I guess. We don't question the implications, checked out you. Yeah, I don't think these implications are considered. Unfortunately, but it would have been cool if they were.
Focalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone. Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too.
Seriously though, these Oceanids should have had different. This Oceanid mimics have different like medical complications you compared to like quote real people.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask
Bit of an
away.
interesting
I will tell you the
foreshadowing.
truth as I know it.
If they did it.
I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal.
Oh.
But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have had tangential liability. As for the judgment passed by the Oratrice during the trial, whether it was due to that liability by association or Focalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
Basically, you don't know shit. You don't know anything.
I guess Focalor had Fontainians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans. Hang on a second. Paimon suddenly got another question. Back when Fontainians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed Oceanids?
I mean, I presume
Life has
so.
always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontainians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for children?
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where all the waters in Fontaine converge.
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, but instead a form of ritual. Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans in the coming months.
Paimon sorta gets it now. Either way, it seems like this ritual won't be of any further use, but it'll probably live on as a local custom.
Wait a minute. What did you just say? What did you just imply? Did you imply that like you babies, you ocean babies, were born by going to that fountain?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
If Fontainians didn't go back to Fontaine, they wouldn't be able to have children. Oops. We try and make children the normal way without realizing that they weren't actually humans. Uh-oh.
Yeah, about that. Risley said Furina has already left. What's that all about?
If I'd be trying to go to the doctor for like fertility issues, but they don't realize. Oh shit, oh crap, we're not actually human.
Ah, Lady Furina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House. I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted. She simply said that she was tired and needed to rest.
Fair.
Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the Opera House, not unlike how an ordinary person might.
But she's still got a place to stay, right?
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. But now that she no longer has to play the role of Focalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and lead a normal life.
What about you then? What are your plans now that you've regained your full powers as the Hydro Dragon?
After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on, I shall hear cases and pass verdicts by myself.
Alright, he's mostly doing that. It's just that the artist double confirmed it. This
Considering stuff from the perspective of the Udex, huh?
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could say that both were granted to me. As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost continue to serve Fontaine as its highest judge. The duty of the Hydro Sovereign and the duty of the Udex shall coexist within my person.
I see.
Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no longer produce indemnitium.
Oh wait, what are you gonna do about your energy crisis?
That's true. That power was derived from the people's faith in the Hydro Archon, wasn't it? Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are all still okay. Where are they getting their energy from?
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another reason why I cannot quite leave Fontaine immediately.
The hell is Puzo Old Musia? Seriously, I still don't understand what it is. I have a battery now. Leave it alone is powering the entire Fontaine. Crazy neuvillette.
Wow. This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful, huh?
Oh, I accidentally blocked my camera again.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
About... Did I already ask about Fontaine's future? Yeah, about that. Oh shit, I already did.
I related she simply said that, having said that, you need not worry. In truth, I am... But now that she...
What about you?
After Fossil, this matter will...
Looks like you're...
As an elemental... As such, before I... Additionally, the...
That's true. Wait, but the
As I am now.
Wow.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth.
Okay, that's way more faster if you just grab spacebar. Wow.
Oh, that's right! They say you've given it to the knave as a diplomatic gift or something!
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis. Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's power. As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine. If the Fatui have impure designs, we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
Yeah, it seems like they don't really care about the Gnosis.
What
Just
complicated
English.
considerations? Paimon thought you were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the knave and as an apology to Child.
Well, the batteries on her. What? A artist.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
How about the next stop on my journey?
You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume.
Well, not really. In like a year. In 2024.
I'm afraid
Not
that
soon.
I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
So what? Are there dragon sovereigns there?
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity. Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the knave that I believe may be useful to you. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
Okay.
Captain. Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
Yeah, that's that guy that was mentioned in the wants that thing.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you.
Thank you.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
I have no more questions.
Hang on a sec. Paimon's still got a question about the Gnosis.
I thought we just asked about that.
When we spoke to Lyney earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed.
I guess they really wanted everyone to know this
We
as
guessed
well.
that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Okay, loading screen. Let's go. Let's see.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on.
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference.
Oh, I just noticed her eyes were red.
I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend.
God's curse?
I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you speak of.
Ah, of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Who's the third descender again? I forgot.
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
The guy cut up.
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Fowl, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him.
Go knows a lot, like.
It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense, which is why there are so many problems in our attempts to communicate with humans.
Oh yeah, we only know as the third descender. Okay, thank you. They have no name. Alright. Oh, what do you know about the third descender? Because I forgot. I think I need to check a wiki or something after this. I don't remember anything about the descenders. I mean, I kind of know the descenders are like people outside the vat. I don't remember like what the third descender was and what the second one was exactly. That's why I remember something that had to do with Aesop and like Pharaoh or something. Third descender was never mentioned before. Okay.
Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you.
The gnosis is a misfortune or curse.
To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts. And my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
This third descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. So we'll meet Skirk again. Maybe look over this Descender again.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not, I wanted to pass that information on to you.
The remains of the third descender? So that's what the Gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces. How could they be a person's remains?
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should
Check
check
it.
which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
Just eat it. Got the gnosis and just... Gnosis are dead people. I like hearing people talk about it. I see. Those are dead people. Dude, actually, it like reminds me of the Budoka Magica. So I guess not really like that. But it's not the like people ones or like now dead people. So actually, it's just somewhat remains. So Fenty this entire time before the first archon quest was just carrying a piece of some dead corpse in his chest. Wow.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here.
That doesn't bring any power. I wish this vendor. One, that the doses are related to vendors. And two,
I had guessed that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender. I wonder.
third descender.
Does your body also possess similar properties?
I guess so.
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. That does sort of count as
Do that.
compatibility, right?
Do that. Are you considering chopping up a body and using it to create new genosis? I thought your friends do that. Why would you even consider that possibility, even if it might be possible?
No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy, comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender and all.
Sure, guys. When I die, you can use my corpse to make new genosis.
That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck.
Looks at the Traveler and the pity water guy. Make genosis or die.
Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and get the answers that way.
I let my intrusive thoughts take over. I did not let anything. That is what did I let take over? I am simply being myself. I'm going to guard if we chop pieces from the Traveler's current existing body, does it just pop out new genosis? If she's still alive, can they still function as new genosis? If people eat no, let's not think about that. That's too far.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
Ooh, that cook. I need no permission for someone to cook. Why do you presume anyone would have the need that I would need authority from anyone who would like to let me cook? Huh?
Alright.
Yeah. What are you objecting to?
Yes. All of Focalor's efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human.
Okay, back to the law.
Was that really what she wanted?
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will.
Could you understand the will of the gods?
I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what, ultimately, is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
Okay. Alright, I'm free! Looks like we're finished this quest, which means we're gonna collect everything. And then end the stream, so you can no longer be here with my intrusive thoughts, apparently. We did not talk about what I was going to say earlier, but we're done. And now, I suppose it is the end of the stream. It's time for the curtains to close. All of all. Thank you, have a nice day, bye bye. Wait. Thank you all for watching my stream. Hope you have a nice day or good night. And goodbye. Actually, let me think. Am I going to stream? I think I might stream on Sunday. Something else. I'm not too sure. Yeah. It just starts to eat all the chess pieces. Yeah, let me just commit eating dead people's bodies. That, I mean, was the third descendant human? If his third descendant was human, it doesn't count as cannibalism, right? And the traveler isn't really human as well. Right. I'm sorry, you bought the chest pieces up. I couldn't. You bought the archon pieces up. Surely that was a reasonable line of statement to say after hearing that being spoken in chat about such a potential dark and edgy topic. Anyway, goodbye. Oh wait, shiny notification. We have to click that first. Okay. This time, goodbye for real. Bye bye.